Yes, guys, so we are finally back again for another one. I'll be dropping yet another one on the BrBpTV platform. But welcome to another Mystelics Reacts Vibrations right here. And then, guys, of course, don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to click. And, of course, the BrBpTV platform one will be later on in the YouTube platform, guys. Definitely check the link in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And with that said, guys, let us get into the vibrations for today. Now, guys, I want you guys to point out something rather interesting that I've been noticing for a number of times, especially after the whole Rona situation, brothers and sisters. I noticed that there has been an increase of certain kind of interesting food supply that has reached the nature island of the Caribbean. But I want to bring it out to the United States first of all, because I think that's where we are getting our food supply. Well, some of it is definitely coming from the United States. There's a clear, remarkable difference when it comes down to what we consume, in brothers and sisters. But why is the question? Why are they doing that to a number of individuals? So those of you who follow my vlogs on the Mystelics vlogs channel, guys, definitely go and subscribe to the channel. By the way, I just released another video on the Instagram platform Mystelics_BrBpTV. You can definitely check that link and the vibrations right there. Of course, it's Signal Band performing World Music. But anyways, guys, it's not that point right there. But I'm trying to make a simple point on the basis that I was talking about going to Canada and then, you know, eating different foods and looking at the labels and ingredients and stuff and seeing that there's something missing. A lot of things missing when it comes down to the type of foods that they give, they approve for the people. Whereas in the United States, there's a lot of bioengineering stuff on it, and I don't think that is good for the people at all. Why are we eating fake stuff? Doesn't make any sense, brothers and sisters. Anyways, this is Sway in the morning, and he has also noticed this right there. Not Sway in the morning. This is Sway's universe right there, and he's pointing out a number of things that I want to point out as well, guys. Be mindful of the things that you eat, and be sure to definitely go in the labels and check out to see if there's bioengineering stuff or GMO stuff in your food. It is very simple to stop it, you know, guys. We can just stop buying this stuff, and there are always alternatives, just like Hellman. Hellman has bioengineering stuff. I stopped by Hellman's, and I'm buying more Caribbean stuff from Trinidad. It seems like we have a lot of Trinidadian stuff here in Dominica, but they are making it in Trinidad, and of course it doesn't have any bioengineering stuff, so I choose to buy this type of mayonnaise instead of Hellman's, even though Hellman's seems to be nicer. But brothers and sisters, that can definitely affect your health. You wonder why there's so many people with cancers and all kind of things happening. What is the cause, brothers and sisters? Because they are secretly put things in the food and they put it in the label, knowing that you don't tend to read the labels of the ingredients and stuff of what exactly is in your food. It is important, brothers and sisters, that we do these things. Anyways, let's get to the vibrations of what Sue has to say right there.
When I travel outside the country, I see a lot of foods
that are banned
here that are banned in other places in the world.
And Dominica seems to be picking it up. We are the nature island of the Caribbean picking up fake food to eat, boy.
Banned. You can't even sell it legally in a grocery store, and it's everywhere here in the United States.
Yep. It's interesting. Things that are banned in other countries are being sold in the United States for their own people. And we know United States has one of the highest trillions of dollars in their healthcare, yet have one of the worst set of medical attention when it comes down to the people who are being sick or getting sick. It is as if they are making this thing cater to making people ill. It's interesting, brothers and sisters. Hopefully they don't take me down for that, but I will continue telling the truth as it is.
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, there's a whole plethora of foods that are like that. In particular, certain additives that we use in the U.S., like certain food dyes, are outlawed. You know, many of them have been found to contribute to ADHD in children, and also carcinogens.
Carcinogens, brothers and sisters. Be mindful. Read the ingredients, brothers and sisters. Or you just like to go and buy thing. It's not just a buying thing because you say, oh, that they're selling it to approve. Brothers and sisters, there are a lot of people that are against people here. A lot of people are against the human race. All right then.
And also, there's this new category of contaminants that we have a lot of data on now called obesogens. All right, so these are obesity-causing agents.
Obesogens. First time I hear that one. Hey, obesity.
You guys talked about like the difference between ultra-processed food and processed food before?
I was going to ask you that part too, but go for it. Yeah.
All right, so humans have been processing foods forever, taking the olives and pressing the oil out, or coconuts pressing the oil out.
Yep.
So processing is not the issue. You can still tell where those foods came from. Ultra-processed foods, these are foods that when you see like a field of corn or a field of wheat, and somehow that shit becomes Pop-Tarts.
So like it flipping, they're putting, like they're taking oil and all kind of things, and they put in all sorts of strange chemicals that are not known to natural bodies. They are not known to the natural bodies, brothers and sisters, yet still they're putting it in foods. And some of them are preservatives, I understand that basis, but if you're looking at the types of things that they put in that is literally affecting humans, brothers and sisters, one of the things I noticed, they speak about mercury and they talk about mercury can affect humans and all those kind of stuff there. Is the accumulation of, when they think is one bite of thing you take into, we can little spit, it might not hurt you, but after years of consuming these kind of things, it's building up in the body cannot digest it, so it sits in the body and accumulates. When it sits in the body and accumulates, brothers and sisters, remember I'm not a doctor, you know, but this is what actually happens. It's reality, brothers and sisters, scientific facts that are there. So it is important that we are mindful of what we put in our bodies.
Or a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Or Funyuns. Right?
Why is our government allowing this to happen?
An analysis that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association looked at how this is happening. How can we go to Jack in the Box and get 2 for 99-cent tacos, but an avocado costs $3?
Yep. It's supposed to be more, because you're literally taking the avocado and then turning it into something else. How can you turn that into something else, which is the processing vibrations that take place with that thing, to then make a new compound, and then the avocado is more expensive than the new compound that is created? That is interesting, but he's going to explain why.
One avocado that falls off a tree costs more than 2 cost-intensive tacos.
Yep.
Including all the meat, all the so-called vegetables,
Right.
all the processing of making it, the wrapping, the marketing, all that stuff is very cost intensive. How does that cost less?
Exactly. Interesting question, ain't it? Why?
And what it is because of government subsidies.
The government is subsidizing the cost to make it cheaper for you to be able to take it, rather than paying more for the thing that it came from. Government subsidies, brothers and sisters.
So this study found that the U.S. government had contributed about $200 billion over this 15-year time span to companies, processed food companies, essentially, that are making products that end up coming through the drive-through window and then processed food.
Interesting stuff, ain't it? And it is coming into Dominica, brothers and sisters. When we take a product from the United States and we bring down here, or we bring to the Caribbean, wherever you are, you take these United States. I remember, I even asked the question in the vlog, brothers and sisters. I said, but why aren't we importing stuff from Canada instead of the United States? I understand the United States is closer, yes, but they have all sorts of strange things inside there that making their very people sick. Like I said before, United States has a very expensive healthcare unit, trillions of dollars, yet still it is riddled with sick people. Why? And you hear the government is subsidizing the expensive stuff to make it cheaper than the actual products that it came from, the natural products. That's why these products, you find vegetables more expensive than stuff that is created from it. Why are they doing that?
So genetically modified wheat, corn, soy, because when we go to the grocery store, it looks like a whole bunch of diversity, but it's a lot of that's made from the same shit.
Thing, yep.
This other analysis found that they looked at who's consuming these government subsidized foods. They found,
guess where? The poor neighborhoods. I'm sure that's what he's about to say. I am sure that's what he's about to say, because I've been to the rich neighborhoods, brothers and sisters. I don't tend to see these things. I don't tend to see McDonald's and all that kind of stuff there. I see more fruits and vegetable regions and these kind of things in the region neighborhoods. When you go to the poor neighborhoods, almost in every other block you will see a McDonald's or a Burger King or some sort of fast food. Almost every other block.
Found that in particular low-income communities,
low-income communities, you see,
and people who had the highest intake of government subsidized foods had a 30% greater incidence of having obesity, type 2 diabetes, inflammation, all these things. And then that by nature, and this is another one of the things that's proven in the science, when we reach these states, it's more difficult to make it out of poverty.
Yep, because you're dependent on the government. Isn't that something what Dominica is coming to? Isn't that? It is harder to make it out of poverty because you've been so dependent instead of trying to rely on yourself based on what the economy can produce. You're so dependent on the government, it is hard for you to come out of poverty.
And so it becomes this vicious circle.
Yep.
And so the truth is, the system that we have allowed to be built is profiting from our sickness. It's profiting from our ignorance. It's profiting from our pain. We have a $4.2 trillion.
Here it is, $4.2
healthcare system. And we have the sickest nation in the history of humanity.
$4.2 trillion, the highest in the world when it comes to taking care of health, and yet one of the sickest nations, if not the sickest nations on planet Earth. Brothers and sisters, I went around, and those of you who watch my vlogs, when I was in was it Paris or Norway, one of them, brothers and sisters, when I was in one of those places there, and we were going around, and I was saying, guys, I'm yet to see one fat person. I was in the airport, Norway I was. And I was saying, I yet to see one fat person, one big bondy person, brothers and sisters. Not one. It's only later on I happened to see one. That was when we went down, but we went down into one of the poor neighborhoods. Interesting. We went down into the poor neighborhoods. That's where I saw, big boy, you mad. Brothers and sisters, we need to be mindful of these things there. This is why I'm bringing this out to you guys right here, so you guys can listen and take heed. It is not my thing that they know. I'm trying to help you guys, not me. I know the information already. That's why I know not to buy certain things.
Something's not adding up. And so I'm a big fan of looking at the results. We're not doing okay because we're allowing people to take advantage of us. That shit is over now.
And the same thing happens in Dominica. The same thing, we pride ourselves in considering ourselves to be the nature child of the Caribbean. When you ask yourself, what exactly does that mean? People can answer you. 365 rivers, yes, we have more water from Trinidad in Dominica than Dominica in Trinidad. We have more water from Trinidad in Dominica than there is Dominica water in Dominica. Then there is Dominica water in Dominica. 365 rivers, we pride ourselves on being the nature of the Caribbean, where we're supposed to push herbs and all this kind of something there. Looking into it, Dr. Sebi was there, they kicked Dr. Sebi out. Eugenia Charles did that. Because why? Because people were looking to go into Dr. Sebi, and as a result of going to Dr. Sebi, they decided, you know what? He's taking he's taking away the money supply from the doctors who were there at the time. That is what calling nature. I looking into that, we took it out. And now we are importing all sorts of strange stuff from the United States. Things that are not good for human consumptions. Carcinogens, all this kind of something there. Brothers and sisters, if you look at our cancer rates in this day and age in Dominica, 2023 versus the cancer in 1995, tell me it hasn't increased now. Tell me it hasn't increased. Look at here, a priest has cancer today. There are a number of persons who have passed away as a result of cancer, brothers and sisters. We need to be mindful of what we put in our bodies.
American versus overseas food. Let's talk about it. So America allows.
I saw you had fries there, brothers and sisters. I remember on the same vlog, I was talking about, boy, they have Burger King there, but I realized that Burger King, is Burger King or McDonald's, one of them. I check in, boy, I not gonna eat that because I'm so accustomed to saying, boy, if I eat in America, that's not good for me. So they have it in Norway. When I was in Norway, I checking, boy, should I eat that? By checking, there's nothing else for me to do. So I decided I can eat it, and I realize it's totally different. The whole thing is different, brothers and sisters. When you look at even the ketchup label of all natural ingredients, it's totally different from the selling from people in the United States versus what they're producing in Norway and in France and a number of places. This is why you don't have the majority of people are not obese in these places. They're not.
American versus overseas food. Let's talk about it. So America allows over 10,000 chemicals and ingredients that's banned in other countries, but it's allowed here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Now look, we got American McDonald's fries and we got UK McDonald's fries. Y'all already see the difference.
Yep.
All of these oils cause inflammation in the body. Dextrose is banned in other countries and can cause cancer. And I ain't saying this is great, but it's better than that. And I lived overseas before. McDonald's overseas tastes way better than McDonald's.
It does.
Use the cleaner ingredients. Even the burgers over there taste way better.
It does.
Here go the cereal. Here go Fruit Loops. America versus Canada.
I see Fruit Loops on the shelf, and guess where it's from? The US. The people who buy stuff, do they really care about, you know, what they're selling? Or they say, oh, it's cheap, let me buy it because it's cheap so I can come and sell it to my people as long as I make my money. But then again, it's still relying on the people to not buy these things. It's still relying, but then again, ignorance is bliss. People don't want to do any research and say, oh, this is not something I should be taking. This is not something I should be putting in my body. This is not something I should be consuming. No! They just buy, oh, Fruit Loops. Oh, I see it on TV, let me buy it. Are you really? Come on, man.
They got some bullshit too, but they ain't got none of the dyes that we got over here. Red 40, blue 1, yellow 6.
Yep, I heard about the red 40, man.
BHT, booty lady, they all banned in other countries. You got dyes just to make it look prettier so you could buy them. Like, you can see the
just to make it look pretty, but when you eat it, it's not good for the body. It looks the eye, brothers and sisters. The Bible says, the great book says this. The Bible says this. Be careful, little eye, what you see.
difference. Let's get into some risks real quick. Dextrose, dangerously high in blood sugar. Red 40 causing hyperactivity and ADHD in children. Hives, skin irritation, migraines. BHT, booty later, liver, thyroid, kidney problem, lung function problem. And these ingredients are used to make the food look better so you
That's how so long I stop eat Pop-Tarts, boy. That's I stop eat Pop-Tarts, boy.
can buy them. To preserve the food for longer shelf life. But it literally causes health problems.
Yep. It's only there for consumerism, brothers and sisters. Not because it's just been sold on the shelf. It's good for your consumption. Oh Lord.
Don't do what you want to do though, but knowledge is power.
And this is why I'm showing this thing. Some of all you, oh, it's because it's Dominica. No, I showing all you overseas for you to remember. Oh, that is from. Ask for that. But is this one now? There's one of these strings. I think it's this one. This was proven to be a health hazard. No, it's simply orange. Yes, brothers and sisters. This was proven to be a health hazard for people, and it is still being sold on the shelves in the United States. I say, look at that, boy. Look at that.
Shout out Food Bay for these comparisons. Comment more if I should do more, and comment your thoughts of what you think about this.
Brothers and sisters, at least Italy and the other places are not. Look, take a listen.
Italy is the first nation to say no to synthetic food, to so-called synthetic meat. It does so with a formal and official act.
Well, first of all, it's not Italy is the first one. Mother, you know, Russia. You know, YouTube does frog on saying, you know, mother, yes, Putin them was the first one to ban those things, and they even criminalize it, stating if you are seen growing these kind of things there, you'll have to pay a fine and jail time for you. You cannot be this wicked to humanity, brothers and sisters.
The resolutions called for a commitment to ban the production, marketing, and import of synthetic foods within our territory.
What the human body doing with synthetic food being eaten? What we doing with that? Huh? Brothers and sisters, I know they talk about the whole population stuff. Brothers and sisters, the entire world population can fit into the state of Texas. The entire world's population standing side by side in a house. If everybody had to move to Texas and live side by side in a house, everybody would accommodate in Texas. The state of Texas only. So I should tell you how vastly underwhelmed the population is, brothers and sisters. And if there's 30% land and people can fit inside Texas, don't you think we can produce food and stuff? But it's interesting that they are going against that narrative, trying to say, oh, let's have less carbon emissions or something like that, something of that sort. Saying, oh, we should not feed the cow grass. All kind of foolishness. Humans and their foolish ideologies.
These regulations aim to regulate situations.
And Dominica, that happening to Dominica, boy. I saying these things because I know it happening to Dominica. When you see our tomatoes rotting, brothers and sisters, and they bring in tomatoes from overseas, tomatoes that doesn't rot. I remember buying a tomato. I will never buy from a person again. I remember buying tomato, brothers and sisters, and I was eating the tomato. One of the things with me, I was eating my multivitamins. When I eat food and stuff, I always eat my multivitamins. So things are lacking in the food, or things that are lacking in the food, you know, that is one of the greatest problems that we have in this world today. Illnesses come as a result of or deficiencies, brothers and sisters. If you studied in school, in science, they will tell you, oh, if you lack vitamin D, this will happen to you. If you this and that, this will happen to you. All this kind of thing. Remember that? It seems like that fade in time, but the rule still remains the same. Reason why we are getting sick, brothers and sisters, because we are eating food without any proper nutrients. We are eating foods. The body is looking for the nutrients, it's not getting it. Absorbing foolishness in the body, and we get sick as a result of that. So we're eating food without nutrients, or proper nutrients, adequate nutrients, and then we wonder why we're getting sick. Sometimes even the vegetables and things that we eat have no nutrients or proper nutrients because it's processed stuff that there. Look what they're doing in 1 mile, brothers and sisters. They have to be mindful of what they're doing there, and they're coming to sell it to us to eat. Be mindful, brothers and sisters. This is why I always tell people to make sure that they go to farmers that are organic or organic based.
where the environment or public health could be at risk, or when there is uncertainty regarding the effects of certain products that are being or will be introduced to the market or consumed.
Brothers and sisters, I am warning you guys out there. I have noticed, and it's important to notice the environment, brothers and sisters. There are a lot of cancers being elevated right now in Dominica. Many people have...
It is crucial to have measures in place to address these potential risks.
It is important to tell the Prime Minister what measures are they putting to protect the people from having fake foods and stuff being imported in Dominica. Did anybody, when they have the minister, what are you calling that again? The press conference foolishness that they have, just nonsense, brothers and sisters, when the real questions need to be asked. What exactly is going on with Dominica? We consider ourselves to be the nation of the Caribbean. What are you doing? The Prime Minister keeps talking about, oh, we need to have people exercising more and all this kind of something there. It's nice to say, but if you just saying it and there's literally no measures being put in place to at least cause the people to eat better and to exercise more, what you doing? When they are importing stuff, they should put tariffs on these kind of things that they bring in, make it more expensive. So if you really want to get it, you have to get it. You pay the money for it. I think there'll be more money in that regard for the government. If you're really trying to get people to eat more healthier. But it's cheaper to eat unhealthy than it is than it is to eat healthy. We need to take steps to alleviate these issues. Look, Italy has done it. A number of other countries have done it. They're literally rejecting stuff in Canada for them not to put it in their foods. Or Dominica just taking everything. Oh, it's America. You come on, let's buy it. Really? You know the kind of health disasters that are happening, brothers and sisters. Diseases and all kind of stuff I've never heard in my life. I've met people that suffer with them. Brothers and sisters, I have a partner. If you see a bee, I remember I was working with him and he was telling me if a bee sting him, there's a kind of injecting thing. He tell me if a bee sting him, just stick it in his neck. That the man tell me. Man tell me stick a needle, shoop in his neck. If a bee sting, not bee sting, touch him, you know. There's an individual I know that was good in Dominica, but apparently when he left to go overseas, eating shrimp and this kind of things, that affects him. Brothers and sisters, we need to be mindful of the things that we eat. I've stated this sometime back, brothers and sisters, but it's been coming more and more and more. So who am I not to tell you? But it's up to you at the end of the day, brothers and sisters. Because if the government them don't care about you, you have to take the responsibility for yourself to do what needs to be done. The women out there who have their families and stuff, who buying stuff, make sure that you read the ingredients and make sure there's no bioengineering stuff. If we as a group of individuals stop buying these things, they will stop selling them in the shop. But because people don't read, they see Fruity Loops. Oh, let me buy it. Let's see this, they see that. Oh, let me buy it. I'm not reading nothing. Oreos, alas. Oreos, my Oreos. I still enjoy Chip Ahoy. I still enjoy these things. If you guys watch my vlogs, I was even talking about the difference between Chip Ahoy in Canada and the Chip Ahoy in the United States. I ate Chip Ahoy. I was going crazy on Chip Ahoy in Canada. I would never do that in the United States because of the type of ingredients that they have inside there. Never. And I see the same stuff in Dominica from the United States. Brothers and sisters, we need to take stock, man. We need to take stock. Anyways, guys, look out for the latest BrBpTV reaction. You guys want to get see that one? That'll be in the first comment in the comment box below when it drops right there. And of course, with that said, guys, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that post notification so you can get more videos as they tend to come from. With that said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, be real, be positive.